This is a video on how to put on your slip lead. This here is actually a slip collar, which functions just like a slip lead with one key difference. It's got a ring at the end so that you can attach whatever lead you like, but they're exactly the same. So, first step is to open it up all the way. There's a little stopper here which controls how far this loop moves on the collar or the lead. So open it up all the way so it's nice and big. If it's the first time you're putting a slip lead on, we want to give your dog a positive experience. So I like to use some high value bits of food to encourage your dog to put their head through the loop, just like this. You'll notice that I'm not actually putting it over her head. I'm just letting her get comfortable with it. Then, as she gets a bit more comfortable, I'm gonna slide it back and then I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna give her some food, slide it back, and then I'm gonna take it off. Take your time with this, especially if your dog is feeling uncomfortable with you putting something over their head. The next stage is to secure the slip lead or the slip collar on. It needs to sit as far forward on the neck as possible, right behind the ears and under the jaw. So you'll see I'm using my fingers, I'm running it around to make sure it's as far forward as it can go. And I've got the ring at the top and I'm gonna slide this stopper all the way down so it's nice and firm. I can fit a finger or two under there, but the key thing is there's no change in breathing or behavior. I'm not hearing wheezing. Blossom seems otherwise well and she's just worried about the treats. And she's not scratching or stressed out by the application of the slip lead. It should be firm and it's often tighter than you first think. Then once that's on, you can attach your lead if you're using a slip collar and away you go. Couple of key things. The stopper is designed to be loosened if there's a lot of backwards pressure on that collar. So remember, we're putting this on the narrowest part of your dog's neck. So if you're putting a lot of backwards pressure on that collar, it will slide down and it will loosen up. That is a safety feature. A slip lead that locks in place on the narrowest part of your dog's neck, if it was forced back, would cause problems for your dog's airway. So it's not faulty, it's an important safety feature. The other thing is that when you use this, it can slide from the top around to the side. That's okay, it can function perfectly fine on the side, and that's not an issue. We don't want it though to be wrapped right underneath the dog's chin, where we're kind of pulling up on the lead there. The final thing that I want to share is which way it goes. There are two ways that the slip lead can go on. It can go on this way, or it can go on this way. And this will very much depend on whether your dog walks on your left or your right side. If your dog walks everywhere and you're just starting training, pick a side that you're going to prefer your dog to be on and work with that. Typically, we choose the left. So for a left-sided walking dog, we're going to make a P shape. That P faces me at all times. I open up the P and then I put it over the dog's head, and that will set me up for a dog that walks on the left side. You can see here that the top of the lead comes through the loop and directly towards me if I was walking my dog and they were on the left. It would be incorrectly placed if I use this to walk on the right side, and you can see that this causes an overlap of the lead through the loop. That is your ability to see that this is in the wrong position. So we want a clear line towards us through that loop. If it folds over, you've done it the wrong way. So just take it out, switch it over, and put it on the way that you need. Tighten it up, nice and high and tight, put that stopper on, and away you go. When you loosen it to take it off, make sure you pinch that bit of rope so that when you move your stopper back, you're not applying any pressure to the dog. One final thing. Anytime you're using a lead, a collar, whether it's a slip collar or a flat collar, please make sure that you routinely inspect it for any wear or damage. A frayed collar can break if your dog has a blow up and is bursting out on the lead, especially if they're reactive. Make sure you keep it in good condition, and do not leave a slip lead or a slip collar on a dog that's unsupervised. These rings can get caught between rocks and get caught under doorways and could put your dog in a really dangerous situation. So only when supervised, and with a slip collar or slip lead, only for walking. Don't use it for activities that involve high amounts of energy like playing and running and recall, because if your dog hits the end of this line and that tension comes on while your dog's at speed, that can cause damage to your dog's airway. And that's how to safely use a slip lead.